guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial using the new Huda Beauty highlighting palettes, and I've just used one of these palettes for today's makeup tutorial, and I have to say that I'm so impressed with the pigmentation and how versatile these palettes are. You've probably already seen a review of these two palettes, whether they're worth buying, and if you want to buy one of these palettes, which one I would recommend to you. So make sure you watch the review. I will link the video down below in my description box. I'm so sorry about the background noise. There are some kids playing outside, and although my windows are closed, but you can still hear them because they're pretty loud. There's a lot of disturbance in this intro, but I'll try to make it very short. To be honest, these palettes inspired me to do bronze kind of summer glow kind of a makeup tutorial. I know we're still in spring, but in Dubai we don't have spring or fall. We just have two seasons. One is summer, which is pretty much most of the year, a little bit of winter, which the reason I did that is because it's not really winter, it's just winter for us. Anyway guys, so I made sure that this tutorial is something that is very easy to follow, and for those people who are just starting out on makeup. I know sometimes I get carried away when I start filming, and I kind of look gets a little bit more advanced, and it's not something that everybody can do. So I made sure that today's tutorial is something that what's that noise upstairs? That's weird. I mean, I don't know guys, do you guys hear like weird noises? Most of the time it comes like in the middle of the night. I mean, they're not like spooky in any way, they're just weird. Anyway, getting back to this, so I made sure tutorial is something that's very easy for most people to follow, especially those who are just starting out on makeup, for those people who don't own that much makeup, because I know when I was starting out I just had one brush and to like two eyeshadows, and that's about it. And that's the reason today I've just used the Huda Beauty palette to create this eye makeup, and I've just used I think two shadows for my crease. That's about it. I'm gonna go now, but before I leave, if you're watching me for the first time, thank you so much for clicking on my thumbnail, and please do hit the subscribe button, which basically is my face towards the end of the video. You can just click on the button down below, and also give me a thumbs up if you like this video and if you want to see more of these videos. You can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat, and I also regularly update my blog, which is called thebeautyclass.com. Without further ado guys, let's begin with this tutorial. Okay you guys, so let's begin with this tutorial. As usual, I'm going to be starting off with a clean face. Just before we start applying makeup, I get a lot of questions asked about my lenses, so I thought I'll just show it to you. I'm just wearing my favorite Bella lenses, and the shade here is Contour Green. This is one of my favorites from their line. I also like the Blue Contour, which is like I think the most popular color from their range. So to prep up, we're gonna start with putting in my favorite FARSALI Rose Gold Elixir oil, and I'm just pretending to cry over there. I'm really not, but I'm just gonna rub it all over my skin to act as a smooth base, because I'm going to be going in with some more highlighting products, and this one is from Cover FX. They're one of my favorites. This is the bronzer that I'm starting off, and I'm also using the custom enhancer drops in the shade Moonlight on places where I usually highlight, and I'm just going to blend that in before we move on with our foundation. As you can see over here, I'm kind of experiencing with some breakouts. If it's just hormonal or just my skin is just acting weird on its own. I'm trying to figure out what to do with it, so just bear with me. I'm just blending it with my favorite blender of the moment, which is a Sigma 3D HD blender. And I think I tried this for the first time in my last tutorial, which was I think some time back, but I fell in love, and honestly I've not used my beauty blender ever since I've started using this. I love the pointed edge. I think it's just so much easier as compared to my beauty blender, and it gets to areas where I feel like it's just very difficult to blend, especially around my nose. I'm just using my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Tan, just to cover up my under eyes, and also just to conceal the breakouts that I have before moving on to my foundation. This is the Cover FX. This is the natural finish oil-free foundation, and I think I've got the shade N25, which is a neutral tone foundation, and I'm just going to apply it all over my face and then blend it with my 3D HD blender from Sigma Beauty. This is also one of my other favorite foundations. I've recently bought this from Sephora, and unfortunately it's not available here in Dubai, but I'm sure it's something that, you know, you can get your hands on. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight the under eyes and also my T-zone using the same Shape Tape concealer from Tarte Cosmetics, but this is the lighter color. I think it's called Light Sand. I may be wrong. I'll just list the exact shade down below. And I'm just going to highlight it all over the face, and I'm just trying to make it a little pretty, you know, a little Instagram pretty. I see a lot of girls do this, and I can never get my highlight and contour to look as pretty as some girls do. But in the end of the day, it's just highlighting and contouring, guys. So we all have to blend it away. I've just used the FAWN stick foundation from Anastasia Beverly Hills to act as my contour color, my cream contour color, and I'm just going to use the same blender from Sigma Beauty to blend that. And then this stippling brush, this $1 stippling brush from e.l.f., which is like so worth every penny that you spend. But it's so amazing. Honestly, it's just one of the best stippling brushes that I have. I'm gonna set everything in place with a matte maker compact powder from Maybelline. And guys, I mean, I know we're going for a very glowy kind of a bronze look, but this powder, it doesn't make you look matte. It just makes your skin look very soft and luminous in a very good way, and it sets everything in place. Like, it doesn't give you that much coverage, it gives you the perfect amount of coverage. I highly recommend this powder. I've just gone ahead and baked my under eyes with the Mercier translucent powder, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows with the pomade from Anastasia Beverly Hills again. I think this is the soft brown shade. Yes, it is the soft brown shade, and I'm just using a dual-ended brush from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and then I'm going to clean out my eyebrows using the CC stick from Max Factor, which I so love. It's so easy to use. As you can see, it really cleans out and highlights those brows. Next, I'm going to go ahead and set my brows in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. And to be honest, like, I went off this product for some time, but I went back and started using this and I fell in love. I'm really digging the feathery brow look that, you know, it's really in trend. And to be honest, my 3D brow gel from Benefit wasn't doing the trick. As you can see over here, once my brows are set, they're not going anywhere. Now we're gonna go ahead and use the most exciting product, and that's probably the reason why you're watching this tutorial, is the new Huda Beauty 3D highlighter palette. And I started off with using the cream highlighter, which is the Fiji shade from the gold palette, and I started off with a stippling brush, but that wasn't actually working out and I wasn't getting enough pigmentation. So when I used my own fingers, it actually gave a lot more glow and a lot more pigmentation as compared to the brush. So I would highly suggest that you use your own fingers rather than using a brush. Next, I'm going to go ahead and use the set color, which is called Seychelles, which is a beautiful champagne gold in the palette. And as you can see over here, it just sets the highlight in place and my skin is glowing. I am so happy over here. You can see my face. I'm really content with the kind of highlight I'm getting with this shade. It's a beautiful shade. Honestly, guys, it's really pretty. I actually forgot to contour my face, actually, to set the contour, so I'm just stopping here and using my favorite bronzer from Makeup Forever. I think this is called the Bronze Fusion and it's in the shade medium, and I'm just going to use this Elite brush, this Elite, I can't remember the number, but it's an Elite Morphe brush to set my contour, and I'm just going to use the same shade to contour my nose as well. Next, we're going to go in and use this third shade in the palette, which is for sculpting, and it's called Tahiti, and it's a beautiful bronze gold color, which honestly I was a little skeptical because as you can see, I've got a lot of breakouts on my cheek area, so I was wondering if that's going to accentuate my breakouts or not, but you can see over there it actually doesn't. It just works as a beautiful luminous bronzer. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the flush color in the palette, which is called Zanzibar, and this is a corally pink, more similar to the NARS Orgasm blush that we all love, and it's very staple. And I'm just going to highlight my Cupid's bow and the tip of my nose as well. And honestly, guys, all in all, this palette is amazing. I highly recommend the gold palette from versatile palette and very ideal for the face and also the eyes. You'll see it later in the video when I use it as my eyeshadow. I'm just gonna go ahead and clean out my cheekbones. I felt like the contour shade went a little down towards my jaw, so I just wanted to use this to clean out, and as you can see over here, it instantly sculpts your cheeks and just cleans out any edges. Moving on to our eyes, I'm going to begin with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm mixing in two shades called Raw Sienna and Burnt Orange. Honestly, I haven't used this palette in a hot minute, so I was very pleased that I got a chance to use it in this tutorial. And I'm just using this fluffy E40 brush from Sigma Beauty to just you know, put it as my transition color, and I'm just building up the color 2 or 3 times until I'm happy with the pigmentation. Next, I'm going to be using the same 2 colors on a small detail brush from Morphe, and I'm just going to put it on our lower lash line in you know, in the same eventual by promotions, and I'm just going to build it once again just to match my crease and my transition. And don't worry if the color kind of blends down your lower lash line. It honestly, we're going for a more sultry kind of a bronze JLo kind of a look, so the more smoked out it is, the more pretty and beautiful it's going to look. I'm just using the same detail brush from Morphe, but this time I'm using the red ochre color from the palette, and I'm just going to push it in my crease this time and then blend it with the same E40 brush from Sigma Beauty. And you will see in this tutorial that I'm just building up the color from one brush, and then I'm going to blend out with the other brush. And this is a very good technique if you're going out for that blown out, like that bombshell blown out kind of a look. This is normally the technique that I use, and it works perfectly every time. And then once again, we're going to use the same color with the same brush on our lower lash line. I promise you guys that I'm going to use very few colors in this tutorial and very few brushes. So here you go. I'm just using 2 brushes for this whole makeup look, at least for the crease in the lower lash line. I might use a different brush for my lid. Back to our highlighter palette and picking up the color Seychelles. I'm going to highlight my brow bone with the same fluffy Sigma brush. And then I'm going to go back and use the cream highlighter, which is called Fiji in the palette, and I'm going to use a flat synthetic brush and push it in my inner corner and apply it as a base all over my lid. And then I'm going to set it with a powder highlight, actually the same Seychelles color, but this time I'm just going to use my fingers to tap it all over my lid. I felt like I got a lot more pigmentation this way. Eyeliner, I thought I'll go in with my Sigma brown gel eyeliner instead of a black eyeliner because I wanted a very soft look to the eyes. I didn't want anything dramatic, and that's the reason I went with it, and I was actually very pleased with the outcome. Done an in-depth tutorial on how to do a wing eyeliner, so if you want to see that, I'll just put a link below. Next, I'm going to just use this NYX Wonder pencil. I think it's in the shade Nude, and I'm just going to put that in my waterline and then go ahead and apply some mascara. I'm just using the Giga Black mascara from MAC Cosmetics. To be honest, you are good to go from this point onwards. You don't have to go ahead and apply lashes like I did. I mean, to be honest, this look looks good enough without lashes, but so feel free to skip those if that's what you like. I'm just gonna go ahead and line my lips using the Max Factor Elixir lip liner, and I think this is in the number 14. I'm losing my mind, I can't talk anymore. And I'm gonna go ahead and use my favorite Noëlle lashes from Huda Beauty, and then I'm going to use the Tahiti shade with my fingers and tap it on the center of my lip to give that metallic finish. I think it went really well with the whole makeup look. I personally like it. If you guys liked it, let me know in the comments below and give me a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And yeah, that's it from me now, guys. I'll see you guys later, and I love you guys, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.